quick shout out? Sure. Quick shout out to the St. Paul rec centers.
All right.
$30 a year.
Nice.
Yeah. It's awesome if you're a St. Paul resident.
And just to dig deeper into the shout out, what are you?
That is where
I'm not
I
a sporty person.
Going.
What is the rec center?
After this, a rec center is somewhere with a fitness center, a track. Some of them have pools, but like the big thing for me is the fitness center.
And they just have
basketball
these
courts
And tons of basketball courts.
great.
People were playing badminton last night.
Get some hoops.
When I was there was a poet the other day. Oh, I was going. She's like, "Are you here to watch the poet?" I was like, "No," but
exercise
awesome.
of the mind.
Exactly. I was like, "That's cool." I know people. We're just gathering to do that.
So this is like it's like a gym.
It's like a
built
gym.
by the city.
I imagine
Yes.
similar fashion to a YMCA.
Something like that.
Is what I'm
like,
picturing.
We've already paid for it.
So it's like a bookstore, but like the library equivalent.
Like a
this
bookstore
is
for
like
your
the
body.
library of working
Fitness. Yeah. Fitness library.
Like actually, yeah.
out. Like you have to pay for gym, but the rec center you sort of get just by like being
if
a
you
citizen
live in
and paying a
St.
minor
Paul,
fee.
$30 a year. A year.
And now, just to dig in a little bit deeper, so you can go and run and work out and swim there. So why are you paying? Shouldn't they be paying you?
Dude.
Like you're paying to work out?
I'm paying for the warmth, honestly, because we can always run outside, and it's that's
I can't.
I wouldn't run unless someone paid me to.
I'm only running if there's some danger.
Yeah, that reason too.
I run like with the idea of danger at some point.
Just
It's like,
open-handed Tom Cruise sprint.
dude, I cannot tell you the amount of times I've been on a treadmill and I've thought like going fast. Like one day, you never know, I might have to run.
Hey, honestly,
like,
shout out to
I cannot
anybody.
tell you the amount of times.
Yeah, like maybe this is a good call to action. Now's a good time to start getting in shape, folks.
I was like,
now,
shit, dude. What if like one day someone's like, man, give me your shit, and I'm like, no. Like, I can still
and
do
then
that.
you jog at a 1.5 incline,
Dude, yeah, and they're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, nobody's catching
been
you.
on a treadmill.
Nobody's getting you.
So shout out St. Paul Rec Centers, keeping me able to keep my mind
Rectified.
rectified. That reminds me of butts, dude.
Oh, did you hear what the proctologist said when the patient sat on his
He was
glasses?
ready for this.
He said, "Oh no, you wrecked him." All right. Well, with that, should we get to the news?
Oh my god.
Shout out to my dad for that
It's
joke.
in mid-season form in January.
This is
dude.
just
Like,
what
end
we
of
got.
January, mid-season.
This guy is firing on all cylinders.
Give me a different random career. We got a joke for it. Just waiting in here. That's what you get by being a career teacher for 3 years.
Give him one. Give him one.
Let's go. Cowboy.
Cowboy?
Yeah. Now this has turned into an improv comedy podcast.
See, what's so funny is I had no other jokes prepared. That was the
You
one.
have a
So
cowboy joke?
if you guys have a good cowboy joke, put it in the comments below.
I thought I'd try it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it in the comments below and we can write it out of town.
The news.
How a cowboy rode into town on Monday and rode out of town on Wednesday, but he was only there for one day. How did that happen?
See, this is we gotta.
I feel like
make
if you
a
know,
clear
put it in the
distinction.
comments.
A
I
clear
know.
distinction between a joke and a riddle.
Because the horse
This-
was named Wednesday.
I.
Was that the joke, Jordan? Now is it a joke? All right, here we go. The news, baby. All right, so we've actually had a really quiet week in terms of the news, which is why we've been playing games. And
We've been yapping it up.
because we don't really have a ton. OCM has been really quiet.
There was they had a hemp webinar
Yep.
on Monday.
We're waiting for that to be
Where?
uploaded to their YouTube page, so hopefully we'll get a bit more.
We didn't get much news.
No, it was reiteration of stuff that we previously know.
Wow, you really sent it on that.
I've heard some concern about what the rules could mean for the future of our hemp industry, and I think we're still trying to figure that all out. But
Like everyone is at every level trying to figure out what that interpretation of statute actually means. I've also heard some stuff about some cities really going hard on people right now with regulations.
yeah. And that's one thing that
The news.
I was going to put on our looking into the crystal bong game, but thought it was too dark. Are we going to see any cities just straight up say, nah, cannabis is illegal here. We're not going to let you open a shop. I think we should do a deep dive of it in the next episode, because this next one is going to be our last one before a long break. Yeah. We're going to be digging into a couple different municipalities, looking at how are people choosing to regulate. And that's sort of where we're at, is we're in the in-between of everything, including now the application window. So today, as of our recording, it is now the social equity verification round has closed. So if you're listening to this and you thought, oh shit, I was supposed to do that, sorry, you'll get them next time, kiddo. But for this time, what we have is the application round coming up. So we're now 2 weeks out as of the release of this episode. February 18th is when those applications open up, social equity and general applicants. Yep. So everyone is now able to apply for cannabis business.
It's
better late than never.
Right?
Uh-huh.
I think it's starting, yeah. So get in there, get your application ready, and if you've been ready, like all the people have been saying they are, oh, this is taking so long. It's taken 2 years, so you all must be ready. So everyone's gonna apply and get it.
Yeah,
going.
you hope, right? Yeah,
right? Like that's what I've been hearing. So I hope that's what we get.
Yeah. So let's talk about what this means for
like a limited.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like the 18th to the.
So February 18th is when that application window opens, and then March 14th is when it closes. So just about a month that people have. Yeah. But we're coming up to when it's time for people to get those turned in. So if you were one of the people who submitted for social equity during that first round for pre-approval, you got through and you were going to be part of that lottery, what do you have to do? Nothing. You just have to wait. They're getting to that lottery eventually, or to the issue of uncapped licenses very shortly here. If you're someone who wants to apply, this means you got to start getting together your application. And that probably leads you to the question, well, where is the application? And unfortunately, as of our recording, which is Friday, so maybe you have it by Monday, there's not yet an application available. We're assuming it's going to be virtually identical to the pre-approval application. So people can download that right off of the OCM's website. You can take a look and start filling that in. But yeah, it's maybe not unexpected, because government, it happens. It's, the rebuilding of regulation, especially right after a lawsuit happened. But I would have hoped that by this time we maybe would have had more of a guideline on what people would be submitting.
Like, yeah. I feel like especially after everything that happened with the social equity thing, I think we just need to get everything out real fast to let people. But once again, it's been 2 years, 2.5 years. Totally. You should be ready.
And we've seen that the questions that they ask you isn't like, what type of security camera are you going to buy for your company? But what does security mean to you?
Yes. What is your security plan?
Cameras, fences.
And someone's reading it, so you can't just BS it. Like, someone is actually reading it. You can't be like, oh, I wrote 4 paragraphs, wink, wink. It's like, no, someone is reading that shit. So if it's like, that's, I feel like what a lot of people fall into.
And what's nice about people reading it this time around is last time, if people read it and denied it, that was sort of it. That's how the pre-approval process was written. This time, however, if they say your application is not complete, you have the opportunity to fix mistakes, errors, or anything else. They're going to tell you have 14 days to respond, and then you got to give them back that information.
Yeah, and it's a little back and forth.
They said multiple times during that last lawsuit cycle, we're really tied here by pre-approval rules. But once general licensure happens, we're going to be able to provide so much more input to people. And I'm hoping that this is that really coming to fruition. Yeah,
the pre-approval was done like last year, like towards the end of the session.
Yeah,
like the rest of the statute was like made by OCM, being like, this is exactly how we want to run this process. So I'm really hoping this will be different. The 1 month window kind of I don't like. I would like if they just kept an open rolling window where it's like we're not stopping taking applications ever, because that I don't see why.
Totally.
Yeah. Make a backlog and
totally
get the ones out, and then people can people can know, and we can work stuff out, and you can
And I hope that once that window closes, maybe they then say we plan to open it again in 30 days or whatever be it. And It's sort of a constant open and closing.
Something like that. And I'm really pumped for all the people who got into the lottery who are just going to get their license.
Yeah, because they've said, you heard it, we talked about it in past episodes during the OCM meeting, all that, so this isn't new news. But if you were one of those micro businesses that qualified for pre-approval and you were part of that lottery, didn't make it through, they've said they're going to work as hard as they can to get those applications issued as quickly as possible.
Yeah, in May it was looking like hoping, OCM saying they're hoping dispensaries open in May.
Yeah,
not us.
And
OCM. And
that's it's February. It's the beginning of February now. So that's February. We got March. We got April, and we're not going to really remember April anyways. And then May, and then we should have licenses issued.
Yeah. So exciting.
Yeah.
We could be here.
Yeah,
could be it, because I've talked to so many people who are visiting Minnesota, right? And they go to a store and they're like, "Oh, I can't buy weed." And it's like, we got rules here.
You can, but just
you can't
here,
not anywhere here. Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet. And hopefully this moves us closer towards that. So if you're thinking of applying, go check out those instructions and OCM said that all that should be available on their website in February. So we're going to look really silly if they post that on Monday and this episode comes out on Tuesday. So go check their website. They might have those resources out. And get ready to apply. It's time yet again for the application process.
Oh.
Yay.
Yeah, it's right. It's almost exhausting though. It is like a feeling of so much it's not exhausting, it's melodramatic, I think is the word.
Yeah.
It's like really melodramatic. Mm-hmm. It's not cathartic. It's like no release. It's just
it insists upon itself.
There we go.
And it's been
this guy's on Twitter.
I feel like we've used this analogy before.
I'm not actually.
You're not? Oh, Jordan, you're just like, you're unconscious.
Do you want to drop your blue sky?
Relevant.
Yeah. No.
Unconsciously trendy and relevant. I want to tell you that.
Wait, what? Really?
Dude, that's discourse right now. You don't even know. See, oh my God, you're so cool. You don't even know.
What is the...
People got Seth MacFarlane to comment where it insists upon itself comes from, because some fucking art school kid from New York was talking about how it's actually like the perfect critique, and people were like, dude, it's fucking Peter Griffin, you dumb fuck. And then Seth MacFarlane's like, okay, like it's something like my college professor said, like this is where it comes from, like shut the fuck up, just like stop talking about it, stop having discourse about it. You don't even know, and you're so cool.
Didn't hear that, don't know that. I just I find that phrase to be just like funnily or usually humorously ironic and
was
generally depreciating. It's normally like it's like the blowhard type kids in your class that were just always trying too hard. I was like, they insist upon themselves.
It was his professor's description of the sound of music. It insists upon itself as a critique.
Hey, it's a good. I like sound of music.
Right, a lot of people do, but he was just like, he kind of insists upon itself. I don't know.
See, I have a similar. Okay, like that reminds me of like I have a college professor. I don't even remember what his name was. I don't remember what the class was, but I remember him using the word sublime to be like the purest form of like compliment of something sublime. And I'm like, that's that. It's just for some reason stuck with me. So I am very careful about throwing out the word when something is sublime.
Yeah. So that's when you know
it's got some power to it.
Yeah.
You know?
I love those words that sort of live with you. Mine is shallow and pedantic, which is a line from a Family Guy episode from like 2008. Yeah.
Dude, Seth MacFarlane is
quite shallow and pedantic. Yeah. And something about that, I think I had that episode on my iPod growing up.
Ooh, the old iPod video.
Watched that 30 times in a month, and here it lives.
So much family.
20 years later.
I was embarrassingly old before I realized that epitome and epitome were the same word.
Epitome?
Because I read it in books.
And now I understand. I was like, I've never heard of that word before. Yeah.
Yep. And I thought I was I'm good with words, writing at least, and boy oh boy, that was a low spot.
Mine was the genetic company Cannarado, which is a really well thought out name, and I thought it was pronounced Cannabaroo for a while. I was like, I like that. I'd buy their seeds.
Cannabaroo, yeah.
Cannabarado, Cannarado, yeah. Ugh. Well, guys, you know what else is in just a couple of weeks here?
Tell me.
The Winter Beer Dabbler.
Oh, my God. Wait, this is an organic plug.
I know, right? So I was looking over that poster and I was thinking like, wow, that's actually coming up really soon here. I think back to last year when I went, my first time ever going to an alcohol event. And this year I get to say it's my second time ever going to an alcohol event. And I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, we're putting you right on the spot here, but anything you want to plug about it? Or
I mean, the plug is itself. The Winter Beer Dabbler, the largest winter-themed beer festival in the United States. We embrace the cold in winter around here, and why not, it's like the end of February.
St. Paul winter.
Doldrums of winter. There's nothing to do. Why not get together at the state fairgrounds with 10,000 of your favorite new friends?
Yeah.
And just have we don't always condone overconsumption, but if you're going to do it at a controlled environment like a beer festival.
Absolutely.
Where everything's situated and coordinated for your maximum pleasure and fun. So Winter Beer Dabbler happening February 22nd at the State Fairgrounds.
We have motorized vehicles in the air again this year. Is that allowed to?
There is, yes. So we, on the internal side, we refer to the motocross and snowmobile and ATV stunt team as BRAP because that's the sound their engines make. It's like BRAP, BRAP, BRAP.
Yeah,
stunt team.
Yeah,
man.
No. So these are.
I'm there, dude. I'm there.
The amount of food trucks they have lined up. I will say it is a beer festival, but I went last year so stoned, and I'm going to do that again this year because while it is a great beer festival, it's also just a good time to just hang out and vibe.
State Fairgrounds, bus ride from my house, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
wow. That's nice.
It's the largest event at the fairgrounds other than the fair, and we pride ourselves on throwing a good party.
That's pretty cool.
So
it's my first winter in St. Paul. I think I have to.
You got it.
It's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage for Minnesotans who are beer drinkers, but also. The non-alcoholic options have exponentially increased. The last 4 years, it's gone from having 5 options to now 60 options.
I try my best to like beer some, I think, but there's tons of cider options as well.
Ciders and meads.
So many things. The meads.
But yeah, like you said, the food truck alley, we got 20 some food trucks of all options of cuisine and dietary restrictions and parameters, and we try to have something for everybody because this event is nothing without community, right? And the beer is just the vehicle for the community.
Yeah. So if it's anything like Doobie Dabbler,
it's a bigger party than Doobie Dabbler.
It'll be amazing.
It's a bigger part. It's about 3 times the size of Doobie Dabbler.
All right, so I know I can scan that QR code. I can also just go slap hands with my buddy Kale over there and say, "You got me, right, homie?" And he'll put his hands up, and we know. But for people who are listening who can't just walk over, how would they get a ticket to this?
That's a great question, Tanner. Thank you. Yes, everybody can go to beerdabbler.com and click on the Winter Beer Dabbler tab, and that will bring you to all of the info page, and you can get your tickets there. Or if you want to avoid any online ticket fees and also get 10% off your in-store purchase at the Dabbler Depot.
Ooh.
You can go and get your hard stock tickets from Dabbler Depot and take advantage of the many deals.
Can you do that at Seed and Sesh and 7th Street?
Oh, no, actually that's just going to be at West 7th, the liquor store.
The liquor store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sweet. Well, that's fun. I'm looking forward to that one. And I got to say, Steve would be so proud of that we just plug it right in.
Yeah. You kind of spur of the moment. I wasn't even expecting that. I was just going to put the commercial in there later and hope people don't just swipe past it, 15 seconds by it.
No, but that sounds so fun.
Yeah, you could still put that.
It's a good time.
Looking forward to it.
It's a really good time. It's a great excuse to just get out of the house and and have a good day. Like we make it as easy as possible. We've partnered with Metro Transit before. Again, it's going to be free rides on Metro Transit if you're leaving that event.
Wow.
So light rail or buses is free for you.
Wait, so you could hotbox the light rail leaving the Winter Beer Dome?
I mean, I don't want to condone any type of activities off of the event grounds that I'm responsible for.
I was going to say,
but
that's how next year Metro Transit no longer partners with the
Yeah,
Winter Beer Dome.
be like,
No, don't hotbox the
don't
train.
do
Don't do that.
anything.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
please, as a representative of the company,
I
will
do that.
not condone.
But definitely come to the event. It will be a good time. You can hang out with us.
You were saying though, like THC drinks.
Yeah,
This year.
unfortunately, so THC drinks, we are able to have non-infused drinks, but that is not an us decision. That is a state fair insurance. The state fair would be like the state fair as a business would be like, we'd love that, but their insurance company,
that's what it's been
like, nope,
industry wide.
Nope, we can't do that. And so it's like, it is just a hard and fast rule.
And that's
so there's, like Insight will bring their Pixels brand, but it's not going to be, unfortunately, infused. There might be some CBD options. That's going to be cool.
It'll still be non-alcoholic.
Plenty. There's a full-on giant booth devoted to non-alcoholic with many, many, many options. So yeah, and DD tickets are cheap and always available. We want to make sure everybody gets home safe and sound from our events because we know it's a party. We want to make it the safest party we can.
And there's nothing better than like bundling up and
just
being
get
in a
cozy.
crowd. You know, it's like
and there's no shortage of places to warm up because we hire hot air balloon companies and we just tell them to leave the balloons at home.
Yeah, they're cool.
And they just bring out their baskets and their giant just columns.
And you can go inside the Coliseum.
The Coliseum is a
set
place
up
to
in
warm
there
up.
too.
Yeah, and there's going to be market craft market in the Coliseum, but also more vendors. We've been doing it for 15 years.
Yeah.
This is a big party.
Wait, where can I come find you?
Me personally, I am going to be all over the place. Look for cameras, and they'll probably be attached to me in some capacity. Yeah, or if you see a drone above you, just know that's me on the other.
Don't throw rocks. Don't throw rocks.
Do not.
I had a feeling Tanner was going to say throw rocks.
You did. You said it almost immediately as I said that.
We've had sample glasses thrown at the drone before.
That's like the worst
Dude,
thing.
I could see it at a beard thing. Come on.
I tell my coworkers who haven't had as many experiences, event experiences under their belt as I have, I tell them, like, this whole event, you are just dealing with intoxicated toddlers. Just go into every interaction assuming that you're going to be dealing with an intoxicated crabby toddler. Well, not crabby. I shouldn't say crabby.
But just like a big drunk baby.
Not unpredictable and generally slightly unreasonable. But it doesn't mean they're not having a good time and having fun.
Hopefully
less. No, it's a good time. Yeah. And again, getting back to that people watching point. Oh my God, I'm glad that I'm being paid to be there, to do my job as a people watcher, professional people watcher. So. Yeah, Winter Beer Dabbler, February 22nd, 2025.
I'm excited.
It'll be a fun time.
Get your tickets, beerdabbler.com.
There you go.
Thanks for the plug there, Tom.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Last year, I came home and took a nice nap on my kitchen floor. So I'll let you guys know how this year goes.
We'll, for that plug, we'll let you come back next week.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, so what we wanted to talk about during this middle part of the show isn't just the Beer Dabbler. I'm looking forward to that, of course. But we wanted to sort of have a slightly different type of conversation than we generally have on Northern Lights. Not talking about the news, but talking about an alternative approach to regulating cannabis. Something called a cottage cannabis exemption that's sort of been floating around a little bit in Minnesota recently. Yeah. And we wanted to sort of spend some time talking about what this would mean for consumers, what it would mean for businesses, and just sort of bringing to the psyche, the zeitgeist, if you will, an alternative idea of how to regulate cannabis that perhaps isn't taking as much footing as some think it should. But first, a short break.